Hi, it's me again, Lauren. If you do not know me already, I have fun genetic stuff going on and I like to share about it and connect with other people who are in similar boats to I am. So if you're new to this channel, I talk a lot about different disabilities and fun, not so fun physical things here. So if you or someone you know struggles with a physical disability, or you just find that interesting and it's, something that you find kind of cool, feel free to watch. This is the kind of content I make because it's fun and I need another way to cope. And this is better than therapy. Not better than therapy, it works for some people. This is my therapy. There's people walking in and out of the house. If you hear doors or people or whatever, that's that. I was gonna put a sign up that says I'm filming right now, but then people would get curious and walk in. So we're not doing that. Today, we are talking about the BAG3 mutation that I've recently been diagnosed with. So I made notes because there's a lot of big words. There's a lot of things that I'm not familiar with. Like, this is something that a lot of scientific terms are used. There's not a lot known about it. So breaking it down in a way that I myself can understand and you, the general public people who may not know a ton of crazy medical terms, or who do know the crazy medical terms but would not like to have a headache every time something's explained to them, I tried to simplify it, dumb it down for myself, because my brain's too tired to focus on big words. So, BAG3 P209L. There are a lot of different mutations that there can be on the BAG3 gene, only 6 of which, I forget the word for it, I think it begins with a P, but only 6 of which actually cause problems, which is bad. One of the 6, the rarest one, is when on the BAG3 gene, the 209th space, there should be a proline, but there's a leucine. That's what I have. So it's in my body, causing some problems. So I just thought I'd kind of talk about it, explain it. This is something that some people have. Currently, there's only 20-ish known cases of this exact thing. Knowing that I have it, it's kind of insane. Of course they take out the bug zapper right now. And of course my dog absolutely loves it. Brief intermission while my dog barks and there's zapping going on. Holy moly. Maybe I should have told people I was filming. That maybe would have been smart. Anyways, we're gonna keep going because we're stronger than this. So, 20 known cases. I'm one of them. There's like 8-9 billion people in the planet, on the world currently. If 20 people have this, that's like 1 in every 30-ish million people. There's only like 30-something million people in Canada, where I live, so I very well may be the only, if not one of 2 people in this entire country who have this, which is insane. So there are other names, other things that this can be or has been called. I just usually refer to it as BAG3. Even though everybody has a BAG3 gene, mine's just mutated. So, BAG3 P209L, also known as myofibrillar, myofibrillar myopathy 6, and BAG3 as a whole has also kind of been adopted by the CMT community as CMT2JJ, so an extremely rare subtype. It's debatable, I guess. Personally, I know it has to be adopted under some umbrella, like the BAG3 mutations, but CMT and muscular dystrophy are two different things, and BAG3 kind of hybrids that, if that makes sense. So muscular dystrophy is where there's something wrong with the muscles. CMT is there's something wrong with the nerves, which can affect the muscles. But the BAG3 mutation, there's something wrong with the nerves and the muscles. So you've got kind of like double whammy, double trouble, two things going on at once, and it's delightful, let me tell you. As someone who has this, it's great. So that's kind of a breakdown of like what it's called, what it generally is, how you get it. It's an autosomal dominant. So you get it from like one parent, but the thing is not really. Again, I forget the word for it. I probably should have written it down. But it's one of those things where it just spontaneously comes up. So, I mean, it makes sense that it would spontaneously come up because otherwise it would be running through. Now the vacuum's on. My house is never loud, I swear. And then as soon as I have to do something that requires quiet, I'm probably just gonna cut this part out. Anyways, we're gonna keep going. We're powering through because I don't have energy to do this all day. So, it spontaneously just kind of pops up, meaning no one else in my family has this. If I have kids, they probably will have some genetic problems because, you know, that's kind of how they work. So I didn't get it from anybody, but I could possibly pass it on, probably, maybe. Uncertain about that part. We're gonna go with probably. So, some of the symptoms, we're gonna get into that. Rapid progression of muscle weakness. Starts off kind of like core muscles. You've got your neck muscles, shoulder muscles, hip muscles. I didn't know this wasn't normal, but imagine you're going to do a sit-up and you go to lift your head off the ground. I need to like use my hands to like lift my head. Like if I'm sitting down in a chair and my head's back, I like can't lift it just using my neck muscles. I didn't know that wasn't normal. I mean, I guess some people have like weaker neck muscles and stuff, but for someone my age and just a bunch of different factors, like it's not normal. And then just like strength and stuff. Like I'm not a weak person, but that's also because I've been going to training twice a week and physio to keep up muscles. Like, you know, the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. I use it. I use it as much as I can, which is difficult because one of the things that's been said about this is like avoid overexertion. So walking the line of I need to do things, I need to stay active, I need to be fit, or else I'm like gonna be in a wheelchair and all these fun things. But also, don't stress your body out because it'll up your heart rate. That line is like very hard to find, saying as if I stand up, walk into the next room and sit down, I'm winded for the next 3 minutes. Like laying down, I get winded. I was sitting, I turned this way to stretch. I turned this way to stretch. And I was winded. Like the amount of physical activity I can do without my body being like, oh, you worked me so hard right there. This was a lot, you know, you really gotta calm down. It's pretty much nothing. So it's frustrating when it's like I need to be active, I need to keep fit, I need to go on walks, I need to lift weights, I need to go to physio, I need to go to training, and I do. And it's great for me, but I also need to be very, very careful because my body stresses out really fast and that can be dangerous for me. Same thing with heat. It's like you need to go outside, you need to get sun. My body temperature regulation is terrible. My arms and my core are always burning, like uncomfortably warm. And then from knees down, is frozen solid most of the time, especially my feet. They feel like ice cubes, to the point where my super warm hands and my freezing cold feet, if I touch them to each other, my feet feel like ice cubes and my hands feel like they were just sitting in lava for 20 minutes. So I'm usually walking around with shirts like this and like pants and fluffy socks, which isn't bad, but temperature can really, really, really bug my body. There was a day a while ago where I was hanging out with some friends and we were just chilling out in like one of their basements, like playing video games, and it was super fun. But I was wearing a long sleeve shirt. My mistake, because you know, it's summertime. You wear short shirts all the time to the point where you forget that long sleeve shirts make you want to die. So I had a long sleeve shirt on, everything was fine. And then we're sitting down in this basement. It's great, it's fine, we're chill. And I didn't realize like none of the windows were open. And it starts to get a little bit warm, but I'm like, oh, it's not bad. And then like I literally just like touch my side and I'm like, it's kind of warm. And like, it's fine, it's uncomfortable. But like I felt it later and my body got mad at me because I did not sleep that night. And I had to phone my mom to come downstairs and help me because I was like in the bathroom on the toilet, like dry heaving for like 20 minutes because my body was just so stressed out from being warm for that long that it just like completely was like, I hate you. How dare you do this to me? I'm gonna make you feel like you're gonna throw up but not throw up. So me and my mom just kind of sat on the couch and watched TV for like, I don't know, an hour in the middle of the night, and then I went back to bed and got like 2 hours of sleep. But yeah, like the things my body can do versus a normal person my age is not great. So other symptoms, cardiomyopathy. Of them, you've got dilated cardiomyopathy, and there's another one, there's a few, but dilated cardiomyopathy comes up a lot. It's one of the more common ones. Restrictive cardiomyopathy, on the other hand, is like, I think it makes up like 3% of all cardiomyopathies, maybe? It was like 1, 5, or 3, which is very different, but I'm so sorry. I have a small dog, a corgi more specifically, who barks nonstop, and there's nothing I can really do to stop him from doing so. If you also have a small dog or just a dog that barks, you understand. They're also just doing this because they have the bug zapper out. Of course. Okay, I just dealt with it. That was getting to be a bit much. Holy moly. So, restrictive cardiomyopathy, that's basically where, I wrote it down, did I? Yeah, it's like the stiffening of the heart muscles. So, think of the heart, like there's the bottom chamber, and then there's the top chamber. So my bottom chamber is like thickening and restricting, which is making the top chamber have to like enlarge. So there's problems that causes, and it's not like I need a heart transplant now, but it's definitely in the realm of possibility for my future, which is kind of terrifying. And I've had many a night where I'm like trying to sleep and, you know, my brain's like, oh, what's the survival rate of heart transplants? Oh my gosh, how expensive are heart transplants? How is recovery? What is the ways that your life changes after heart transplant? So it's just a lot of things that I'm worrying about that, you know, normal 17-year-olds don't really think about or, you know, have to worry about at all. Axonal neuropathy. This was the first thing that I was officially kind of diagnosed with in this realm of stuff. It's one of those things where they put little like stickers on you and then shock you, and then the stickers show the screen, how much your body kind of like responds to it. For like reference, my dad did this after me to see if he also had it. He was like jumping out of his chair because they're actually shocking you. Whereas for me, like I felt it, but not really, and it definitely didn't like hurt. And it wasn't making me need to like jump out of my chair or anything. There was a few times where it would make like my limb jolt a little bit, but other than that, like nothing, which is not normal. In the realm of that as well, I don't have reflexes. So that thing where they get the hammer looking doohickey and hit you in the knee and your leg's supposed to just automatically flick up, mine doesn't do that. Same with other reflexes. There's some that they do on your arms and other leg ones. There's one where they drag a needle on the bottom of your foot and it's supposed to feel sharp and you're supposed to like jump away from it. None of those work for me. They only did for a little bit because as a kid, I watched, there's, forget the name of it. I feel really dumb today, just forgetting the names of everything. That one where she's a doctor for her stuffed animals. And like all the different reflex testing and stuff that she'd do on them. In my brain, I was like, okay, the doctor does this, I need to do this. So I'd been faking my reflexes, like just instead of them happening involuntarily, I would think, okay, the doctor did her part, now I need to do mine and do this movement. So I'd been faking my reflexes my entire life, and I only found out like last year, I think. Another symptom is a rigid spine or scoliosis, which I was diagnosed with at age 11. They didn't brace it, nothing was done, so it did progress a lot, but we realize now that may have been dodging a bullet. So typically, when diagnosed with scoliosis, they would brace you. Like just put this brace on your back. It's removable, like you take it off, but you're supposed to wear it like most of the time. And it's supposed to kind of hold your spine in place better so that it doesn't curve as badly. But the thing is, when your body is braced in a way, the muscles in that area don't have to work as hard, if at all, to keep your body straight. So what I ended up getting diagnosed with has to do with muscles wasting away and muscle problems. So if we had braced me, my muscles would have weakened a lot faster and a lot worse. So while I had been for years, kind of not resenting, but kind of close to like the medical system for not taking care of me when I got diagnosed with scoliosis, I'm actually now extremely grateful that they kind of messed up a little bit and forgot to brace me, because that ended up, being dodging a bullet. There's also fatigue and brain fog, which is extreme. I feel tired most, if not all of the time. My legs feel like jelly, my brain feels like mush, and yeah, it's not great. So I'm going into grade 12. I was supposed to be doing a dual credit college program full-time instead of grade 12 coursework, because I could technically graduate already. I'm done all the things I need to do. I have all the credits I need. I finished my grade 12 English. So I just wanted to get a head start on my college. I realize now I do not have the mental capacity or the energy to focus that much time on school. And then there's also the thing where, like, I have no idea how much I'm gonna be in my town, on my island, like, in my country for medical things. So I decided to back out of that program, unfortunately, and like stay enrolled at the high school that I'm in and just be a teacher's assistant in classes. So I'm out, I'm doing things, I'm being helpful, I'm in a school setting and I'm still around people my age and kind of, forced to socialize. But it's not going to be as extreme. I'm not going to have to worry about tests or quizzes. And if I have to leave for a day or an extended amount of time, it's not like I have a lot to catch up on. Like, it's great when I'm there, but when I'm not, it's not a huge deal. So that ended up working out really well, and I'm excited to see where that goes. Another problem is tendon contractures. So a lot of people who have this, if not all of them, have at some point if not currently, walk on tiptoes because their Achilles tendons and other tendons in their body are just like contracting. I wasn't a toe walker as a kid. I was pretty good, though I never could really run full out, and now I can't run at all. And I also cannot walk very well, if at all, without orthotics in my shoes that are pretty massive. Like, they're significant. It's like I'm walking with heels all the time, but it just feels like I'm walking on flat ground, and then as soon as I take my shoes off, it feels like I'm walking up a super steep hill, but no, it's just flat ground. So, concerning, but the orthotics helped a ton, and now I can actually walk somewhat comfortably. My balance still sucks. So as a 17, almost 18-year-old, I'm still like holding on to mommy and daddy when I'm walking on the street, or my friends are really good about letting me hold on to them when I need help too. So tendon contractures, horrible, not fun. And because of the muscle problems and the tendon contractures, you now get like skeletal abnormalities. So scoliosis is one of them, and also like my feet are misshapen. I have severely high arches. My heels don't meet the ground when I'm walking. My toes are like contracted into like hammer toe kind of shape. And on the side of your foot, like if you think, I can just grab it. I literally have molds of my feet. Oh my gosh, knew these would come in handy. So, back when I was getting fitted for my orthotics, or when they were making them, they had to, how am I gonna grab these? This way. They had to make molds of my feet to like place them on kind of thing to show that they work. These are my feet, or were my feet back in early 2024. So they have changed since then. But this is my foot. As you can see, my toes lift up off the ground, which is not normal. The top of it would be like that shape. Pretty severe high arches, heels. But yeah, I just made them all cutesy and put them in my room because who doesn't want foot sculptures? That sounded really weird. I don't take it back. I meant it. Okay, other problems. We have respiratory failure. I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before when I had to go out of town to do a pulmonary function test, which is testing like lung capacity, breathing stuff. The guy that was doing my testing said that I was about a quarter the age of the people that normally go in there. Comforting, great, loved it. But they basically just put me in this like glass chamber thing and put this oxygen tank tube thing in my mouth, so when I breathed, they knew. And did a bunch of different test things like, okay, breathe in as much air as you can and then blow it out as quickly as you can, like as hard as you can. And then stuff like fast shallow breaths to like see that kind of stuff. And then another one was breathe in and hold it for about 10 seconds, I guess, to see if like you let any out. Mine was in the green most of the time and it looked pretty much fine. We don't have results yet, but because I could see the screen and know kind of stuff, I seem to be kind of fine. It was a kind of fun test too. I mean, blood work I had to do the day before, not as fun. An ECG, just like stick the stickers to your body and then it reads your heartbeat. That's not bad, not fun. Blood work, not fun at all. I've gotten used to it though. But the pulmonary function test was actually kind of enjoyable. It was kind of fun. But yeah, like I get winded very easily and I play the flute, which is great. It helps a lot because it's allowed me to retain a lot of that, you know, lung capacity, like breathing ability, I guess. I don't know how else to word that. But you can definitely tell, or I can definitely tell that while other people, their music playing abilities have progressed, mine haven't necessarily regressed, but the breathing part of it has. So when playing the flute, there isn't really any, like, restriction, what's the word? like you're blowing into something and then there's pressure that's created because, let's just say when you're playing a flute, the air goes out freely and there's nothing stopping it, so you just run out pretty quickly. I run out quicker than most people do, if not all the people in my grade, all the people in my band program. So I have to breathe a lot more, which kind of hinted at there being something wrong, and also my fingers weren't able to move as quickly, and I wasn't able to read the music and retain it. Like the muscle memory was a lot more difficult to build, and I was starting to lose the ability to sight read, which is when you see something for the first time and you play it as you're reading it for the first time. And then low endurance. Obviously, let's just say I'm not going to be doing any major hikes anytime soon. And then can't jump, run, ride a bike because of hip mobility, leg mobility, that kind of stuff. I also can't swim, which isn't something that's specific to what I have. I guess people who have it could swim, but physical activities and things. People say, oh, well, you're struggling to do these things, you should go out and walk more, or you should try running, or riding a bike would be good for you because there's less resistance. That's what I was looking for, I think. Like there's less resistance and you can just kind of go for it. And there's no like impact pain. I'm not mobile, like flexible enough to ride a bike. So even stuff like that, I can't really do. So it's difficult. My life has changed in a lot of ways since not since getting diagnosed with this even, like since it started to affect me more. Like my bedroom moved from upstairs to downstairs, and we had to make an accessible bathroom for me that has like a seat in it that can pull down. There's bars everywhere that I can grab onto, and it's like a monkey gym. I have an elevator pass at school, considering getting walking poles or a cane when I'm walking around, which sounds very geriatric, but whatever. My friends and family know that if I need help walking, I'll get it. I have orthotics in my shoes, and then things like chores have changed for me significantly too. So outside my house there's a plum tree. Currently it's dropping plums, like they're raining hellfire from the outside. It's crazy. So there's plums covering outside ground. I can't bend down to pick them up properly. So as much as this sucks, I'm also not on plum duty anymore, so yeah. And then there's some kinds of things where I've been allowed extensions on tests. There's like, because writing I can't do for extended amounts of time and fatigue hits me really hard, I can't write full-on exams, and my teachers trust me and my parents watch from home. So I've been allowed to take tests home from school. I do not cheat, I swear. But it's stuff like that. We're at school, at home, like hanging out with friends. We mostly hang out at my house because it's accessible for me, whereas friends' houses have a lot more stairs, or like they have stairs that don't have railings, which is a nightmare. Stuff like that. And then also looking forward into the future, like how can I get independence as somebody like this? I've decided that I'm not going to be going forward in driving. I had my L. I got it last July maybe, but I'm not going forward to get my N, and I haven't driven since, I want to say, November. So it's been months. I'm not driving. And thinking of getting a service dog, a mobility service dog, to help with walking and balance and picking things up off the ground. And as a smaller young woman walking the streets, if I feel like going for a walk or I have to go out and get something, I don't want to get abducted. I don't want to get kidnapped. If a strange, scary person walks up to me and says, hey, you look pretty good in my basement, there's not much I can do about it. So having a bigger dog, likely a German Shepherd or Golden Retriever or something, to help would be amazing. It would be incredible. So stuff like that as well, where it's thinking, how can I still have independence? How can I continue to live a good life and be safe without the abilities that a normal human being has, if that makes sense. So at some point, I may need a heart transplant. At some point, I may need a ventilator to help with breathing. At some point, I may need a wheelchair, though I'm determined to not need one. And like actively doing stuff like avoiding overexertion and eating healthy, like avoiding sugar, avoiding gluten and bread and that kind of stuff. Like prioritizing protein. Like my body needs protein. So even considering, gonna talk to doctors and stuff first, but my dad has been doing a lot of research on stuff like the carnivore diet, and he's been kind of leaning into it a bit, trying to convince my mom to let me, because there's a lot of stuff that's like, when you have a heart problem, gotta stay away from fatty foods and things. But there's been a lot of research done, and a lot of things have proven that carnivore diet might help. So my life's already crazy, why not add being a carnivore to it? So it's one of the things that we're looking into possibly trying out. And then on like, you know, the idea of diet and things, there's things we've found that I should be avoiding, which is very interesting. So apparently things like chili pepper, turmeric, and ibuprofen make like symptoms stronger, or you know, whatever, something bad, and I shouldn't be taking them. So butter chicken is now gray instead of orange, which is sad. I miss my turmeric. And you know, chili pepper, miss that little bit of spice. Ibuprofen, I don't really take painkillers anyway, so that doesn't bug me too much. But the one thing that I miss, and I will miss, but I can't have it because it's the worst of the things that makes it worse, I think, is cinnamon. No more cinnamon buns, both because of the gluten, the sugar, and the cinnamon. It's like a bomb goes off in my body. But also, there's cinnamon in like every chai tea I found, and it's in my favorite like licorice spiced tea. So no more chai tea and no more licorice spiced tea, which actually makes me want to cry. Because I'm a tea person and I'm gonna miss them so much. But yeah, that's that. But on a good note, we've actually managed to finally connect with another person who has exactly what I have. I haven't talked to him yet, but I'm hoping to soon. So there's definitely space between us. Like, I'm in Canada and he's in the States, and then I'm almost 18 and he's 11, so it's gonna be kind of like a mentor-mentee, big buddy kind of thing, which I'm looking forward to. But I don't know, my mom and his mom connected and we're sharing stories, and it was like, my kid did this and my kid can't do this, and it was like, oh my gosh, me too. And they're just it was cute to watch, like the little bonding moment that they had. And it was like, they're gonna connect the two of us so that we can get to know each other and be like, you know, have somebody in your life that genuinely knows what it's like to go through these things. Like, yes, his symptoms are different than mine. Not different, but like, well, you know, two people, two different stories, two different kind of cases. So it's different, but it's someone who has exactly what I have and has gone through a lot of what I have. Like a lot of what I've gone through. So it's exciting. I'm excited for that. And that's just kind of what my summers looked like. A lot of medical tests, a decent amount of traveling, a lot of stress, but it's also been pretty fun. Like, you know, besides that, it's been a pretty good summer. You know, it's just not looking forward to going back to school. But it won't be hard, so it'll be fine. Anyways, that's a brief overview on BAG3 P209L, or myofibrillar myopathy 6. I'll be able to say it one day, I swear. I hope you somewhat enjoyed this video. I rambled a bit, but hey, that's what I do. It's what I'm known for. Get used to it. If you enjoy this, stick around. I'm definitely going to be making more videos about both BAG3 P209L, my experiences with it, my medical journey, and a whole bunch of other things because, you know, there's other diseases and disabilities and things that deserve recognition too. So, all over the board, because why not? Anyway, thank you for stopping by, and farewell.